One of the questions that comes up, and it really isn't a question, it's almost people berating themselves, is asking, I know this works, I see all these amazing transformations, why am I still on the fence?
I'm Jackie, here to answer questions about my journey from fat, weak, and sick to trim, strong, and healthy.
And I wrote an essay to answer this question, and I'm putting it here. I'm going to read it right now. So if you're wondering whether or not you want to change your life, here's what my answer is. What makes a caterpillar happily munching in my veggie garden decide to suddenly wrap itself into a cocoon and melt down into a pile of goo? That doesn't look like a very pleasant thing to do, but it's necessary to earn its wings. It doesn't get to fly unless it embraces the change. Change is scary. If you're comfortable enough where you are today, you don't really have to do something that is hard and scary. So that's the question. Are you comfortable enough where you are today? Or is it uncomfortable enough to risk a change? Amanda has said that desperation is the lifeblood of this group, and that may be so. Those of us who were very desperate when we began jumped into the deep end of the pool and started swimming right away, never looking back. We did none of this standing on the edge, dipping our toes in. I don't know that even if it existed and I'd known about it, if I'd have been willing to do ELAB in my 20s or 30s, when my only why would have been wanting to look hot. I had to get to the point of literally thinking I was dying before I was willing. I don't know the secret to get people to start without desperation, but I wish I did. I hate the idea that someone has to be as sick as I was before they begin, or has to go gain another 40 pounds and lose more mobility before they start. I sit here typing, wondering what I can say to invite you to start today, right this minute, now. There's so much pain and suffering you can forgo if you start immediately, but I know that's not motivating in the same way as actually suffering the pain and desperately wanting it to stop. How to convince someone to do it? If I knew, no one on the planet would be fat or diabetic anymore, but I don't know how to give you my motivation. What I do know is this: change is scary. So what if you don't change? What if you just try a little experiment for 3 days and see how it feels for you? Because really, you can do anything for 3 days. You don't have to commit to anything more. You don't have to become a bear. And really, there's no fear of failure involved because you can't fail the 3-day challenge. It's not intended for weight loss or reversing diabetes at all, but just to introduce you to this way of eating to see if it fits for you. It's almost like going on a first date. You may be a bit nervous. You don't know if you're going to like this person or not, or if they'll like you, or how it will all work out. But it's just a bit of nervousness. If you thought you had to decide before you went on that date to get married and how many kids you were going to have, that'd be a hell of a lot of stress. That date may change your life, but it also may just be a boring or unpleasant evening. You don't have to decide before you've gone. So how about if you don't marry Eat Like a Bear just yet? Just try it out a bit. And I recommend the 3-day challenge for this. If you don't want to continue, no harm, no foul. No one will hunt you down in the future and make you eat a salad. ELAB is not the stalker kind of date, but you might discover that you want to fly.